All right, welcome back. We got a nice little intro from Mr. Baldwin for our topic, how to identify igneous rocks by minerals they contain. I'm Mr. Ben.
I'm Jasmine.
I'm Shiza.
All right. Well, you've seen them, but you haven't seen me in this clip or these clips yet. But today we're going to talk about really how to identify our igneous rocks using the minerals that we already learned about, and then we'll look at how using the chart that's in the lab manual really does help. So, ladies, do you see any minerals over there that look familiar, like from the last unit?
My favorite?
Ooh, what is it?
Ooh, I forgot.
Ooh, your favorite mineral.
But I like it.
Is it muscovite?
Excellent, nice. Can you find the place where he would go? All right, is there another one over there? Okay, now he's got a brother, they're like stepbrothers, who has very similar characteristics, but he's one plane of cleavage, but he's really dark. Find his, yep, that's his brother. So we've got muscovite mica and biotite mica. So they got the same last name, but they're named basically, like we learned before, based on different characteristics they have. Now, these minerals show up oftentimes in our igneous rocks. So take a look at those igneous rocks. See if you can find one that you think might have some black spots in it, like the biotite. That one's really dark, and there's a good chance it might be in there. Let's look at one of the other ones that might have a dark one.
Is it this?
That one's really dark. So when they're all dark, it's really hard to tell one dark mineral from another. What about this big boy here? Could that one have some dark, flat minerals in it?
Maybe, yeah.
Right. Well, if we get magnifying glasses out, you might be able to see some of those dark minerals in it. And if you use the lab manual itself, what you'll see is that depending on how many of those minerals you have, it'll kind of help you identify who's who. So the biotite is just this little wedge right here. So you're not going to expect to see too many or too much biotite actually in the igneous rocks. But if you find it, pretty much it's going to be in this category right here. You're going to be either a felsic or an intermediate rock if you have the biotite in it. Can you find another dark mineral over there that one's the amphibole. Do you remember it reminds me of the cow's horns, the way it forms, and that's how it reminds me of its name. Remember what it's called? Cow's horn? How's a cow tell another cow to get out of the way? He uses his horn. Horn blend? Right? You tell somebody to get out of your way in the car by using horn blend, or by using your horn. Cows do the same thing. Okay, and then over there we've got a little collection of, there's two minerals. One is pyroxene, it looks a lot like hornblende, and the other one is olivine. The one that's just kind of green is olivine, and the smaller one right there is the pyroxene. You can put them in that group over there. Those minerals are really, if you look on the chart, you're going to find them oftentimes, you're going to find them in the rocks, but you're not really going to be able to spot the individual, crystals. You were talking about how big the crystals get, and these form, under extremely high temperatures, and then they cool usually too quickly to form big crystals. Now, the other ones, like the light-colored minerals, they often stick around long enough to cool a long time. But as you learned in the last group, these guys right here tend to have really high melting points, and as soon as the magma drops in temperature a little bit, they stop making those big crystals and they change over. So those you're not going to find in big crystals kind of like the other ones, but you are going to find them basically coloring the rock. Like this rock, would you say it's kind of that color?
Sort of.
Sort of?
This one's a little more like rust colored.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the rust is actually, excellent observation. Guess what mineral or guess what metal rusts? It's Fe from the chart.
Iron?
Iron, exactly. And these are, and we're going to talk about it later on, these are some of the felsic minerals. And you spotted them because they have iron in them, and like this one melts. This one's been weathered a little bit, but basically it has a lot of those dark minerals. This one right here, very dark, so you're going to have some of those minerals, but you can't see the individual crystals in them. What about this guy here? You think that one could have some of those olivine and pyroxenes in it? Some of the darks?
Yeah.
And see, what's neat is if you look at this chart right here, if you look at the ratio of light to dark, you know, like this guy right here, you're talking about this rock, he's in this mafic category where he has a little bit of light and he's pretty much dark. But this guy that is almost all green, you'll notice, if you're almost all green, which is this guy, you know, you're going to be in this group, kind of towards the ultramafic. Now intermediate, that's going to be something that's kind of half light and half dark. Can you find a big rock over there which you think might be intermediate?
This?
Yeah, kind of like an Oreo blizzard. It kind of looks like to me. It makes me hungry.
I'm hungry too.
Yeah. Can you find some rocks over there or minerals that might be the light-colored ones that might be in that intermediate rock?
Is it like one of
I
these?
think those are great. We've got two different kind of feldspars. One of the feldspars is the pink one that goes in this granite, and one of the feldspars is a feldspar that's going to wind up in this rock. Now, you've got the sodium and the calcium plagioclase feldspar. Those are the white ones that you picked out, so you can kind of put them in that group. And these guys, the potassium feldspar, the orthoclase feldspar, those are more the pinkish ones, or the salmon color. So now if you look at the big chart again, you'll see if it's got the pink mineral in it right here, it's got the plagioclase, or the orthoclase feldspar, the potassium feldspar, that's going to help tell you it's probably one of these rocks right here. Now the white colored one, that's the plagioclase feldspar. Now you're probably leaning more towards this part of the chart. So by being able to identify which minerals are in your rock, you're going to really be able to drop down here and be able to find out most likely which rock is which. Then you look at other characteristics like you learned, like is it phaneretic, what did that mean, big or small crystals in the last group? Yeah, I think a big. So like you're not a little fan. Like if you like a band, like what's your favorite band?
Oh, I don't know.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I
Days
love
to
that.
Remember.
Okay, One Direction. Okay, you're a big
Oh,
fan.
yeah.
So
Huge fan,
phaneretic
dude.
means big. You're not a little fan of One Direction. You're a fan. You're a big fan. Phaneretic. So big crystals. There you go. And then amphonetic. I think it's ants. They're really what?
Little fans.
Yeah, they're like little small things. So amphonetic is little. So you can, once you find out phaneretic, or if you find out if it's amphonetic, and you know where it crosses here, you can identify them real easy that way. Okay, quartz. Well, who's left? You got it. Now you'll notice quartz is a different color. It can be pink, it can be white, it can be blue. And then once you get good at looking at them in the rocks, you'll see these tend to be the shiny minerals that show up in rocks like granite and other igneous rocks. The muscovites tend to not be maybe as shiny. They can be a little more gray oftentimes. The biotites and the amphibole or the hornblends, they're going to be black, and if they're big pieces of it, sometimes the hornblends, you'll see kind of like the cow's horns, the big rectangular shapes to them. You'll be able to identify them. In the big pieces of granite, sometimes you can actually almost see the big orthoclase feldspar or the plagioclase feldspar chunks in them. So depending on what sample you have, using this chart right here, and then going from amphonetic means small or big,
Small.
and phaneretic means
Big.
yep, big. So you can use this chart right here and kind of like a graph or a grid, you can quickly figure out who's who in the box. So you'll be using these lab manuals to help you out along the way. And all these things together help us figure out who's in the box. Do you guys even feel more confident now?
Yeah.
I feel very confident. You guys are going to rock this. Get it? Rock it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you want to say to everybody out there?
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
watching.